All right, hello, wine drinking people. We're back. It's June 3rd, Thursday, for the What I Drank Yesterday part of the show. First, we had a nice tasting last night, which we're going to get through in the What I Drank Yesterday portion of the show with the first part of our Australian Wine Week. We still have a few seats left for Friday night, our vintage Australian wine tasting, 10 wines, 10 years or older, right here in the store. Give us a buzz. All right, well, what did we have yesterday? Besides these Foster's wines at Cafe Max, we had just one supplier stop in the store yesterday. A very slow week this week. I'm kind of attributing it to the holiday. Being after the holiday week, people are a little tired and a little hungover and just not out on the street. But JT brought by some very nice wines from Burton Henry Selections. Actually, JT works for a couple companies. I can never keep track of which company it is he's bringing by wine from, but one of them is Burton Henry. Peter Wegland is another one, and he's got some other things up his sleeve here and there. But the Howl at the Moon Cabernet he brought by from Howl Mountain. Usually I do not like wines with cutesy names, and this has got a wolf howling at the moon on the label, so kind of a critter wine you could call it in some ways, but it's all Howl Mountain fruit. It is estate bottled, and this wine really rocks. Big and rich and concentrated, a lot of toasty oak, but a lot of everything else too. Dark chocolate, cassis, black currants, a little sweet tobacco spice, and lots of that mountain minerality, that fresh dirt that we like. We like dirt. Okay, but lots of big fruit also. This wine is still Napa Valley, and a huge wine, and regularly $75. We got a great price on this, $49. We just have a few cases of this wine, and then the 2006 supposedly was all sold to B21. Good job, Bobby. He knows how to pick a good bottle of wine. And then the 07 will be coming in next, which is a great vintage from Napa Valley. Okay, and then a few wines from Clos Martinet. And this is a winery owned by Jose Luis Perez. Sarah Perez, his daughter, has a wine that we've had in the store, Venus. And he is one of the 5 original people in 1989 that was part of that whole Guadalupe's group. Daphne from Clos Erasmus, Alvaro Palacios, Rene Barber, and Jose Perez, the original 5 people in the Priorat that's got everything started. And this wine, the first wine he brought in, one of the best values that I've ever had, the Minute, Martinet Minute, outstanding, just loaded with jammy, ripe fruit, violet flowers. They have a little bit of that slaty minerality that you get from the Priorat. A really big wine and silky smooth on the tongue, velvety, just delicious. You should really check this wine out if you like wines from the Priorat, on sale for $17.60. And then the big boy, that's right, the Clos Martinet, outstanding, one of the top wines from the Priorat. Most excellent indeed. This wine really nice, and I don't want to say it's cheap, but for what some of these other wines, some of these other top wines in the Priorat are getting, Mas Deux, Clos Erasmus, they're all over $100. The top level stuff today. This wine's on sale for $66. An outstanding wine. Check it out on today's email. Last night we had a great tasting. Thanks, Tom Carroll, for helping out, even though it wasn't a big group. We only had a half dozen people. In many ways, to me, those are the best tastings. We can really get a chance to interact with everybody there. All of the wines showed up. We had a really nice group of wines. The Riesling from Penfolds. Everybody knows a lot of the popular wines from Penfolds. I always try to focus when we do a tasting on some of the wines that are less popular, less well known. Riesling to me is the best white varietal, one of the best white varietals that they do in Australia. The Eden Valley, the Northern Barossa is where this is from. It has a little bit of that petrol note, some white pepper. Really nice, well-balanced, dry-style Riesling. And next up, we had a Sauvignon Blanc from Coldstream Hills. We're going down south to the Yarra Valley near Melbourne, where this wine is from. This wine was founded by James Halliday, the #1 wine writer in all of Australia. Was bought 10, 15 years ago by the Southcorp Group, and is managed by then today Andrew Fleming, the gentleman that makes the wine there, toured me through there a few years ago. An absolute stunning facility. This has got some nice, lovely grapefruit citrus, a little bit of sea salt, a drier style Sauvignon Blanc, not like that fruit cocktail type that you get in New Zealand, but still really nice and fresh. And then we had the Tumbawamba Chardonnay. Tumbawamba is actually the name of a region. It means dry, hollow ground, or it means low-sounding drum. I guess there's like 3 or 4 things that Tumbawamba means, but it's actually the name of the region. Really crisp, bright Chardonnay with a little bit of toasty oak to it, but more like a Chablis or a Saint Veran to me. Slightly adulterated Chardonnay. We won't say unadulterated, but that was very nice. A big hit with the crowd. I hadn't had the Tumbawamba before; it was new for me. Then on to the reds. We had a little GSM from Rosemount. This is in a new funky square bottle. It kind of has died off a little bit since they changed the bottle. The wine, though, still very nice. Grenache, Shiraz, and Mourvedre, three of the grapes that they do very well in Australia. Blends just like you find in the Southern Rhone. And then moving on, we had a little Bin 128 Shiraz. And this is from Coonawarra. All of the wines at Penfolds features are regional blends. There's only one single vineyard wine, the McGill Estate, which will be showing two older vintages tomorrow night, the 96 and the 97. And then the Saint Henri, the big boy from Penfolds last night. And this wine was created by Max Schubert in the 50s, kind of the alter ego to Grange. Grange, aged in small barrique. St. Henry aged in large oak. No new oak influence in this wine. Just the top Shiraz from all over South Australia. This 2006, a stunning wine. Really plummy, jammy. But just like the rest of Penfolds wines, not overdone. This is not 16.5% alcohol like this Molly Duca Hookah Wooka Shiraz that you find today. This is real wine. This is a wine you can keep for 20 years. I've had 20-year-old St. Henri's. They're absolutely beautiful. All right, well, that's what I drank yesterday, folks. This is your host, Andrew Lampasone from the Wine Watch, signing off, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.